In 1959, the Ural Mountains remained a hostile environment of sub-zero ice and exposed rock. Igor Dyatlov led a highly disciplined team of 9 hikers, each possessing elite survival training and extensive experience in winter expeditions. Their objective was a trek to Mount Otorten. To this specific group of experts, the route was a challenging but predictable journey that fell well within their technical capabilities. These survivalists understood the lethal risks of the northern wilderness. They knew how to maintain their gear and their shelter, which makes their subsequent actions incomprehensible. After weeks of radio silence, search parties were dispatched into the mountain pass. The searchers discovered the group's tent on a snowy slope, but it had been sliced open. Forensic analysis showed the cuts originated from the inside. Inside the tent, the hikers' heavy coats, boots, and survival equipment were left untouched. The group had fled barefoot into the snow in -20-degree temperatures. Experienced hikers recognized that leaving shelter without gear is a death sentence. Whatever drove them out was a threat that they perceived as far more immediate than the certainty of freezing to death. The first hikers were found near a tree line, wearing only thin layers of clothing. They had attempted to build a fire before dying of hypothermia. The condition of 4 hikers found later in a ravine was far more disturbing. They suffered massive internal trauma, including crushed skulls and broken ribs, but showed no external scrapes or cuts. Investigators were further baffled when several victims' clothing tested positive for localized beta radiation, and one hiker was found with her tongue missing. Despite the violence suggested by the injuries, searchers found no other human footprints, no animal tracks, and no evidence of a struggle in the surrounding snow. The evidence was a direct contradiction. The victims suffered the kinetic impact of a massive physical attack, but the lack of tracks and the presence of radiation ruled out any known predator. The most common physical theory is an avalanche, a sudden snow shift that could have collapsed the tent and triggered a panicked evacuation. However, investigators found no displaced snow debris at the site, and an avalanche cannot explain the localized radiation or the missing soft tissue. Another hypothesis points toward the Soviet military, which operated secret weapons testing facilities in the Urals during this period. A concussive airburst from a highly classified secret weapon could cause catastrophic internal crushing without ever breaking the victim's skin. But an explosion powerful enough to shatter bone would leave a crater or a metallic shrapnel. Investigators found no impact site, no scorched earth, and no signs of a cleanup. Some researchers suggest the mountain topography itself may have played a role through the generation of infrasound. This occurs when wind hits a mountain peak and splits into swirling vortexes, creating low-frequency, inaudible sound waves. These frequencies interact with the human body to induce nausea, disorientation, and visceral panic. While wind-induced panic could explain the hiker's flight from the tent, it fails to account for the catastrophic physical trauma and the radiation found on the bodies. Modern forensic analysis has failed to produce a single scientific theory that accounts for all the contradictory evidence left on the mountain. The official 1959 Soviet investigation reached a dead end, concluding the group was killed by an unknown compelling force. In our current technological era, we expect every event to be measurable and every mystery to be solvable. The Dyatlov Pass Incident persists as a documented failure of that expectation, a moment where human experience and survival instincts were negated by a force leaving no footprints.